Today on Capitol Hill, New York Democratic Congressman Richie Torres and Dan Goldman, they paid a visit to their colleague, New York Republican Congressman George Santos, and they hand-delivered him a copy of the complaint they filed against him with the House Ethics Committee. This comes amid calls by government watchdogs to investigate Santos further. Santos is looking at potential violations of campaign finance laws. He's admitted to lying about basically his entire resume and background. It's really surprising. But he refuses to step down, claiming he's done nothing unethical. The people of his district put him in Congress, and he shouldn't be taken out. He says he's going to tell a story to the media, but on his time. And ABC's Jay O'Brien is live on Capitol Hill with us now. Jay, this is just going to be a saga for a while, I guess, up there, because, right, the Constitution and the people of his district put him there, and nobody's going to move him. So how is the House Ethics Committee going to proceed? What's the latest?
Well, as you know, Terry, any House Ethics Committee inquiry, probe, whatever you want to call it, takes significant time, and Republicans are now in control of the House Ethics Committee, so it all depends, frankly, upon their appetite to look into this. We can tell you, though, from Congressman Santos's point of view, he has said he's going to address these allegations, as you pointed out, in his own time. He told that to our own Rachel Scott. The question becomes, when is he going to do that? I could tell you that on the first day of the new Congress last week, we spoke with Congressman Santos and we asked him repeatedly, do you have any remorse? What do you say to these allegations? Questions that have been asked of him from that point onwards by a number of reporters. When he was talking to me, he didn't say anything. He even tried to avoid us at one point. He just kept tight-lipped, didn't acknowledge the questions at all. That has been his strategy, frankly, moving forward over the last few weeks. Something's got to give, though, as you said, Terry, that there has to be some kind of addressing of this, whether it's in a formal probe from the House Ethics Committee or whether Congressman Santos speaks to reporters. He continues to not say anything. He might not have that option for much longer.
Because there's a lot here to talk about for Congressman Santos that the people who did vote for him didn't know. There have been a lot of false claims he made that came to light after this election, many of which he's admitted were just not true. He's just admitted he made the stuff up. Are any of these lies disqualifying in any way not to his legal participation? Once again, he's constitutionally there, but to how he can make an impact as a member of Congress?
Well, you make a good point, Terry, in the fact that there's nothing in the House rules, there's nothing in the Constitution, there's nothing in federal statutory law at all that says that if you have done anything wrong, that if you've, and we're extrapolating here, but if you've been convicted of a crime, you can still sit in the House of Representatives. Not saying that's going to happen to Representative Santos, but if it came to that, he would still technically be a member of Congress. If you're convicted of a crime and you're a member of Congress, you resign, but there's nothing that boots you from Congress, even if that happens. In terms of being disqualifying to his political career, the question really hangs over House Republicans as to how they want to treat Representative Santos going forward, whether or not they put him on committees and things of that nature, and that's a decision for Republican leadership.
Well, and that razor-thin Republican margin in the House of Representatives, they control the House by such a small amount. What would you expect, do you think, from the Republican Party, from the leadership there, about their new colleague?
Well, here's what we know from Republican leadership, and they've said this repeatedly to me and my colleagues here on the Hill, is that they want to handle this internally. Speaker McCarthy said that to my colleague Lauren Peller earlier today. What internally means in McCarthy speak oftentimes means something private, a rap on the knuckles or something of that nature from Republican leadership, but not a public display of punishment for Congressman Santos. And here's what Steve Scalise, the majority leader, said in that vein earlier today.
This is something that's being handled internally. Obviously, there were concerns about what we had heard, and so we're going to have to sit down and talk to him about it, and that's something that we're going to deal with, just like there's a lot of other things we're going to deal with.
So as you know, Terry, the appetite in the House GOP conference for years has been to handle these problems behind closed doors. We saw that with Paul Gosar and Marjorie Taylor Greene in the last Congress. Democrats ended up stripping them of their committees, but Republicans were opposed to that and wanted to handle this internally within their party. So what they're signaling now is any repercussions for Congressman Santos would be behind closed doors with Speaker McCarthy and Republican leadership.
And he wouldn't be the first member of Congress to lie to voters. So I guess there's that, too. Jay O'Brien, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.